Have you ever heard of women who used their cunning and their beauty to get what they wanted, no matter the consequences for those around them? Have you ever wondered what it would be like to follow in the footsteps of a woman determined to gain power and wealth at any cost? Hello, welcome to the Bible Legends channel. Today we will embark on a dark journey, where we will unravel the cruelest and most cunning personalities of the 5 worst women in the Bible. Their stories are as gripping as they are shocking. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to be the first to receive the next videos. And let's go to the video. Number 5, Delilah. Delilah is a controversial character in the Bible, who appears as one of Samson's wives in his accounts. She was born in the valley of Sorek in Philistia, and her name means temptress. As the story is told in the book of Judges, Delilah was bribed by Philistine princes to discover the secret of Samson's strength. After 3 failed attempts to make him reveal his secret, she managed to convince him to tell her that his strength was linked to his sacred hair. Delilah ordered a man to cut Samson's hair while he slept, then handed him over to the Philistines. This resulted in Samson's loss of strength and his imprisonment. Though he managed to avenge himself against his enemies before he died, Delilah's betrayal has gone down as one of the most humiliating moments in the history of the Israelite hero. 4. Potiphar's wife. The Bible doesn't say much about who Potiphar's wife was. Not even his name is mentioned in the biblical text. But despite being mentioned briefly, Potiphar's wife appears to be a cunning and scrupulous, lying, lascivious woman with no respect for her husband. The Bible relates that when Joseph, one of the sons of Jacob, was sold by his brothers and taken to Egypt, he was bought by an official of Pharaoh named Potiphar, Genesis 39. God blessed Joseph, and then Potiphar put him in charge of his entire household, which, under the young man's care, prospered remarkably. It so happened, however, that Potiphar's wife was attracted to Joseph and invited him to lie down with her. Joseph, being God-fearing and faithful to his boss and friend, refused. The harassment continued until one day the woman, taking advantage of the circumstances, grabbed Joseph by his clothes and tried to force him to have sex with her. The young man resisted and, freeing himself, fled, leaving his cloak behind. So, wanting to take revenge for being rejected, Potiphar's wife called the servants and, presenting the cloak as evidence, said that Joseph had tried to abuse her. The same lie was told to her husband, so Potiphar threw Joseph into prison. The story of Potiphar's wife is often seen as an example of temptation and faithfulness. Joseph is praised for his faithfulness to God and integrity, while Potiphar's wife is seen as an evil woman who tried to corrupt Joseph's virtue. 3. Athaliah. Athaliah, daughter of King Ahab and Queen Jezebel, was born into an environment that completely denied the one true God. She married Jehoram, the firstborn of Jehoshaphat, a just and upright king. Jehoram had sided with Israel for political reasons, just as his mother had done. Athaliah promoted Baal worship and turned both the people of Judah and her husband away from the Lord. After Jehoram's death, Ahaziah his son became king, and his mother continued to exert her evil influence. After reigning for a year, Ahaziah was assassinated, and Athaliah wasted no time in seizing the opportunity to further increase her role in Judah. She killed her grandchildren to end the dynasty and usurped the throne of Judah. Upon obtaining her throne for herself, Athaliah reigned 6 years as an illegitimate occupant of the royal seat, as she was not born in the lineage of David. She continued the idolatrous traditions in which she had been brought up. The temple during Athaliah's reign had been plundered, and its treasures were offered to Baal. Athaliah was slain with dishonor, like the other members of Ahab's family. This queen serves as a sobering reminder of the growing influence of evil that can work in the heart of a person who decides to go his way and rejects God, clinging to his way. This attitude made Athaliah hated by the people and the priests. Some years before, the prophets Elijah and Elisha already announced the end of the royal house of Ahab. 2. Herodias. Herodias was the daughter of Aristobulus and Berenice and granddaughter of Herod the Great. She is quoted in the Bible as being a wicked and vengeful woman. She desired, planned, and played a decisive part in the death of the prophet John the Baptist, Luke 3-19. Herodias was married to one of her uncles, Herod Philip, but one day, when hosting his brother, her other uncle Herod Antipas, she left her husband and went away with him. Their behavior was already wrong at that time, as the Mosaic law forbade divorce and remarriage. This marriage was very offensive to the Jews. John the Baptist, a great man of God, was arrested by order of Herod, because he publicly rebuked him for taking Herodias, the wife of his brother Philip. Mark 6-17 and 18. And that was enough to arouse Herodias' hatred. She had her husband's head so that John the Baptist was arrested, and later, she used her daughter to have him beheaded. The evil obsession of Herodias to hurt John the Baptist was realized when his daughter Salome danced at Herod's festival before everyone, enjoying him, to the point of Herod promising to give her what she wanted. Herodias immediately influenced and convinced his daughter Salome to ask for the head of John the Baptist on a plate. Matthew 14-8. Herodias was a woman who surrendered to sin, let herself be used by Satan, and became a great and cruel manipulator, including her daughter to become like her. 1. Jezebel. Jezebel, also known as Jezebel, was the wife of King Ahab, king of Israel. She was a very bad queen and was mainly known for being a wicked woman who persecuted the prophets of the Lord and brought idolatry into Israel. Jezebel was a princess and daughter of Ethbaal, king of the Sidonians. She convinced her husband Ahab to worship the god Baal and was responsible for promoting the worship of pagan gods in Israel. Jezebel supported 850 prophets of the gods Baal and Asherah. These prophets performed detestable rituals, provoking God's wrath. Queen Jezebel had a strong and dominant personality. In addition to her religious fanaticism, she was impulsive and violent. His main demand was that his God should have the same rights as the God of Israel before the people. Jezebel then began to persecute the prophets of the Lord. So she ordered to kill anyone who stood against her idolatrous practices. Jezebel had no scruples. When a man named Naboth refused to sell his vineyard to Ahab, the king sulked in bed. So Jezebel took the initiative and conspired to kill Naboth. She had Naboth falsely accused of cursing God and the king, and he was stoned. After Naboth's death, Ahab took over his vineyard. Elijah prophesied against Jezebel because of the evil she did to Naboth and all the prophets. He warned that Jezebel would die a bloody death and that dogs would eat her corpse. Jezebel died for being cruel and idolatrous. She had a lot of initiative but misused her talents. Jezebel didn't care about right and wrong. She manipulated and killed to get what she wanted. He was selfish and did not fear God. Jezebel's death. A commander named Jehu led a revolt against the royal family, in which he killed Jezebel's son Joram. When Jezebel learned of the revolt, she painted her eyes and adorned her head, challenging Jehu from the palace window. He ordered the court eunuchs to throw her out the window. Jezebel died, her blood reaching the walls and horses. Dogs that passed by devoured Jezebel's body, just as Elijah prophesied. Which of these women do you think was the worst? Did I miss any others? Comment down here. Don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to the channel. God bless you.